Okay, I'm live. Welcome. We're doing an interesting deck today. So the deck that I have is it's a rune deck, which I don't know necessarily the meanings of runes yet. This deck is teaching me, but this is what it looks like. So it has all of the runes. It has like this card. It has all of the runes in it. Plus it has what do they call them? Cards of Midgard. So there's like a couple different themed cards that add on to the deck. I don't know if I can find one in here quickly. Oh, that's good. So like this one's not specifically a rune, but it deals with that sort of stuff. But this is going to be an interesting live stream. So if you're new here, how this works is this is the link. I also have it pinned. Hold on. I also have it pinned at the top of chat now. And it is also in the link in the description. So, click on that. Get yourself situated and all that. But I'll restock 5 onto there when I give you guys the go-ahead. And then partway through when I'm done doing the 5 readings, I will probably add 5 more. So everybody gets a chance to purchase a reading. So if you make it in halfway through, you still have the ability to like get a reading. This deck is a bit interesting. So how this is going to work is it's going to be 3 cards. So 3 card readings. I'm going to give you 3 cards of this. I'm going to probably pull up the meanings in this deck and then give you my like full reading with the like symbolism and whatnot in this deck. But this is helping me to learn runes. So eventually I can do rune readings with like actual like tiny stones because we have runes in our crystal shop. I think it's this. Oh, what's up? So, if you go there, we have different crystal runes that you can purchase, and they're really pretty, and I want to learn how to read them, but it's a process because it's like learning tarot over again. But we are going to be using this deck. This deck is from Threads of Fate, and just a box. Oh, when the robots talk to me, it's interesting. But that is the plan. Let me restock these for you guys. I have 2 sets of runes, and I need to actually learn them. I used to pull 1 rune a day for myself to help me learn them, but I got lazy. Yeah. Learning runes for whatever reason is, like, difficult for me because when you look up the meanings, it's like different for each resource you find, and it's just stressful. So I'm like, this isn't like tarot. They don't give you a guidebook, but now we have a guidebook, and that's going to make it easier for us to learn runes. And then eventually I want to make like a little cheat sheet for you guys so that it's easier for you to do that, because I have a cheat sheet for tarot. It's upside right. Okay, so it has all of the like keywords and stuff in that. So I want to do the same thing for rune sets because I think that would be easier to use to read than going through a guidebook or going online, etc., etc. But yeah, okay. So if you guys are interested in one of these readings, click on the link, and I'm gonna restock it here right now. So there should be 5 in there. And then, like I said, I'll restock them after I finish the 5 readings. You love this deck? Rigger likes, we both like this deck. And also, we got this deck from Vivian. So if you are a Patreon member or if you are a YouTube member, you get access to our, like, P.O. box address so you guys can ship us like letters or packages or whatever you want. And she's the reason why we have this deck. She also got us 2 other decks that are like holographic, which I'm gonna have to pull out here soon so you guys can see that, and we'll do readings with that. But you like, I don't know, you like move it back and forth and it like changes the image, and it's really cool. And now I like want to make a holographic deck because didn't know that was an option. But yeah, glad I have Rainy first. So again, how these are gonna work is we're gonna rely on the guidebook to tell me the meanings of these runes, and then you'll get more than what's in there. Obviously, I'll tell you what they tell me about the cards. But if you have like a preference of you want me to read the full like description, I can do that. But I'm excited. This deck is like super fun. Here, let me show what it looks like. So it's very like pop art. And if you guys are interested in this deck, I put the link in the description of the video. It's from Threads of Fate, and they have a whole bunch of other decks. That's where Vivian got the holographic decks as well, so if you wanted to check those out. But I also like the imagery, because there's other rune decks that don't have like imagery that like makes sense to what the rune is. And then they also describe in here what the artwork, skipped a page. They also describe why the artwork looks the way that it is, so it'll make it easier for you to remember what the meaning is based on like the imagery of the book. So the colors are beautiful. Super excited. Okay. So I'm going to start with Rainy because they have done it fast. But those will be open for you guys if you guys are interested. And then after Rainy, we have John. So we'll do Rainy first. Let me flip these over. Sorry, y'all. Don't be sorry. I'm excited because I've never used this deck before, so it makes it easier to read someone that I've already read 1,000 times. More so, not that I know things about you, because I don't remember really anything, but it's more, wow, you didn't get any runes. That's fine. But at least you just know me, and I know you, you know? I don't know how that's supposed to make me feel better about using a deck that I haven't, like, professionally read anyone with. But these are your 3 gods. And this deck also does reversals. It depends on the card, though. Because, like, some of the cards, they don't consider a reversal, so to speak. What? Why? What do you mean, why? Why am I nervous? No, I like reading you because I, like, know you. So I'm like, I don't know, you'll be nice to me because we're friends. So, I guess it has pronunciations on here. So this is Yggdrasil. But I'm so sorry that pronunciations are going to be interesting until I figure it out. But this is supposed to represent Odin's horse. So the symbolism is like interconnectedness, balance, harmony, and earth. I could never be mean to you, and that's what I'm talking about. It takes the pressure off just because I know you. God, this is so crazy. Okay, so I'll read a little bit of what the meaning says in here. Yggdrasil. No, like, it has it written in here, but I have auditory processing disorder and I'm dyslexic. I'm sorry, I should not be the one. I'm surprised I can read. Let's get real. So, Egger, I don't know how you say that. Let's just say egg. is another name for Odin, meaning the terrible one. And because Odin hung himself upside down from the Yggdrasil for 9 days and 9 nights to receive the runes, the tree is something he rode, making Drasil mean horse. So combined, this means Odin's horse. Okay, so basically when this card comes up, it is a message of like the interconnectedness. So it reminds us that we are connected to everything around us and asks if we like live in this sort of way. So are we living in devotion to the natural world around us? How can we make this truth more a part of our practice? It's an invitation to reflect on harmony and balance in your life and work in the world. So the way that I view this card, you can see the like imagery on it, and it's very yin and yang. So that's where the like balancedness comes into it. But you also have the like roots, I would say. And every time I see trees or talk about trees, I just hear in my head like one of my teachers saying trees are fractals, and if you don't know what a fractal is, it's a repeating pattern. So with this, it shows an interconnectedness throughout the universe that allows you to see. It's more like a separation is an illusion type of way. It's kind of like if you watched Avatar, the like life tree in there, it made the avatar able to see things that were happening in the forest because the roots spread out through the entire forest. So the tree is the thing that connected the entire forest to each other. But that like separation is an illusion aspect is the thing that kind of is the important aspect here, in the sense of like they want me to say a lot of things because they're like, look at this as like defining the path that you're going to go on, defining on where you want to go, but also view it as like being tied to people, view it as like the red string theory and how it pulls you through life. It's very allowing you to see how everything like, I don't want to use the word connects, but everything affects your life because you aren't living singularly, you're living interconnected to everyone. So you make a decision, but at the same time, there are so many other people making decisions at the same time, and that's going to affect you in your life. So like if you go to a job, they have to choose to hire you. They have to choose to continue to have you in the job. So it's other people are also pulling you through your life as well. This is the interconnectedness. So the more you are able to like integrate yourself into the community, into the natural world, the more you are going to be working together with those people and those energies in order to be able to create the path that you are most aligned to. It is not something that you can do solely by yourself, even though sometimes it feels very isolating. So if you have like certain problems, certain like hardships that are going on, you could be going against the grain, but the grain would be the universe, it would be those energies, it would be other people, it would be the world around you. So being able to work congruently with other people, the other energies, is the thing that's going to allow you to push yourself forward. So if you're going through like a hard time, a lot of times people will suggest in like the spiritual community or whatever, they'll suggest take what you learn from the experience, because every like hard experience is going to teach you some sort of lesson. In order for you to learn the lesson faster, sometimes it is recommended that you teach other people that lesson as well, because you are then getting this person on your side. You have more of that interconnectedness in order to pull yourself through life that looks like this. Does that make sense? So you have like all of these paths that are like possible for you to do. You have one in mind that you really, really want. If you want those things, you need to pull some of these strings together, which these could be seen as like other people, other energies. These things need to be pulled together so that you can be more controlling of your path, or finding like funneling yourself towards the things that you want. So That could be seen in a manifestation manner of like, I want to like own my own business. Hang around people that own businesses. You are the result of the 5 people you hang out with most. So let's move on to your next card. So this is kind of like the overall idea, first and foremost. The next one we have is the staff. So here's that. Let me pull this up for you. So the staff is a magical connection, journey, and the world tree. So when the staff finds us, it is an invitation to live within 2 realms at once, the seen and the unseen. In what ways do you already do this? How do you think you can do more of it? What places and guides do you want to establish a relationship with? This card is a reminder of your power and abilities. How can you show up for them more? So this card is kind of like the tools in order for you to be able to do this. So it's like, this is showing like different paths. This is going to be the thing that like leads you through that. And the way that they're like explaining it to me is like the story, I think it's of Noah. I don't know, the dude that like split the Red Sea. I could be totally off. Whoever split the Red Sea with the staff, they're telling me that this is your power. This is your magical power. This is the ability to Moses, thank you. Moses, the one who parted the Red Sea, he had the staff that allowed the path to be opened. You have the power to do that. Don't think that you're not enough. Don't let insecurities separate you and force you to go on a path that you're not interested in doing. This rune is so much more different than what I was expecting, since the only runes I've known is the Elder. I think this is the same one, no? These are just extra cards. I haven't pulled any rune cards. These are the runes. So. Okay. So, this is your path and how you need to be interconnected into the world. This is your power that's going to guide you through it. So, don't allow, it's like when you become interconnected with other people, sometimes their influence forces you to go on a path you don't want to be on. So even though you're interconnected, their ideas of the goal might be different than yours. You still have the ability to guide yourself, and you still need to be viewing yourself as that magical being that can do so. Okay, last one, which I also think is interesting, that you have like the path, the way to do it, and then the ship. So you have the long ship. Let me pull that one up for you. So this one, it represents travel, will, discipline, adventure, and drive. The long ship very much works hand in hand with the card Sunstone. Sunstone allows for navigation, but the long ship allows for travel. So when we pull this card, it's really a calling to our will. It embodies the spirit of adventure and the drive to overcome obstacles by navigating through challenges with adaptability and resourcefulness. This card is a reminder of our strength and how much it is possible for us if we only insist upon it. So the way that I'm viewing all of these is, this is the water. So the water is made up of us and the universe. That is the energy pushing us forward. So this is momentum. This is going to guide it. This is like the steering wheel. This is your ability to cause magic to happen in your life, or manifestation. And then this is the avenue of which it's going to, you're going to float down the river. So what I describe is when people go into, like doing something that they want or trying to create their life path, I say it is much harder to go against the grain. The universe has an idea of what you want to do, and you getting your energy in line with those things is going to push you forward. It is like being in a river, and the river is going to tell you the direction to go. However, most people, when they're in the river, they have been told hard work equals success. So their brain says, I have to go against the current go upstream in order to find success, and that is not true. That is going against the grain. That's going against what the universe has in store for you. That's going against the energy that you're putting out. It's like you're going away from the thing, like the magnet pulling you closer to your destined thing or whatever law of attraction you're putting out. So the universe is telling you where to go through the current. The current is pushing you in a direction, it's pushing you forward. So allowing yourself to go with the current is going to allow you to go a lot faster towards your goals. And this is how that's going to happen. If you have this interconnectedness, you're pulling all of the like energy together so that the current goes faster. So the more people, the more energy you have on your side. And when I say energy, that can be anything. So an example would be like when you do witchcraft, you're working with energy of like herbs or like fire, smoke, whatever you're using in your like practice. You can use the energy of like your job, your work, that sort of thing. So it doesn't necessarily need to be, I need to pull all these people to get in my side to make this happen. This is just like the interconnectedness of the universe, people, energy, that sort of thing. Those are like the waves. That's the current pushing you forward. The more you can pull things closer to you so that everything is going in the path that you want, it's going to push you there faster. This is going to be the steering wheel. So this is your ability to manifest. This is going to be your way to navigate. And this is going to be the, when everything finally connects and is aligned, that's going to be when you are on the best course of action. Do you have questions? Yeah. Oh, okay, I was so confused. I like never seen these runes before. Yeah, I know, I picked these cards and I was like, okay, we're starting off with no runes. Yeah, these are just the extra cards. It says, because I mentioned this in the beginning, so you might not have been here or missed it. It's like the cards of Midgard. So that is all of the cards with like the words on them. The cards of Midgard are 10 extra cards we created based on the Norse mythos. So they're just extra cards that are kind of related to the runes, but not the runes themselves. Because there are like actual like rune cards in here. So they just wanted to make the deck bigger. Sorry, I'm reading. But Rainy, do you have any questions before I move on to the next one? Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna go see what Riker's doing. I think they're working on artwork or graphic design stuff. It's very good. We want to have a website. We don't have website money right now. So that's going to be like down the line and everybody's going to forget that we ever said anything. But Riker's working on artwork for that because it's going to be it's going to be a combination between Smoke and Mirrors, Those Meddling Mediums, Ouroboros, Paranormal Pantry, Dungeons and Demons, Hey Bye. So we have to figure that shit out before we get a website. Okay. Rainy, yes, I do. I just got told I was going to do something extra for my job that I hate doing, and I'm getting my hand forced. Do I just roulette and do it? Hold on. Okay. The first answer I would say is, it sounds like you don't want to. And that's where the like idea of manifestation happens. I really want to change my career, but I have no idea. Yeah, they make me feel like that's not what you want to be doing. That would be other people manipulating your path. which is why this reading's probably up here for you. So how I view, like manifesting when you're at a place where you don't want to be, it's kind of like trusting in the process, which is not easy. No, I don't, but I'm so beyond stuck. With manifestation, it is an understanding that you do not necessarily have control over everything. You kind of just have to allow things happen normally. So, like I said, with a spread, it is like being on a river. You cannot control the river, but you can control how you move within it. So, would doing this project help push you forward faster? That should be like the question that you're asking yourself. Am I inspired to do this? Will this help me get to a place where I want to be? Those are the questions that are going to help push you to the end result. You need to look into your life and be like, where is my inspiration? What am I drawn to? And that's going to give you the starting place of where you want to go with it. Because I feel like you don't want to be, like you said, I don't think you want to be in the career that you are in now. So like doing it or not doing will not necessarily affect things. It's more so, what are you working towards on, like, they want me to say, what do you want to manifest instead? What do you want to do instead? Obviously, you don't want to be in this career, in this path, but what do you want to do instead? Because they make me feel like right now the manifestation that you have, your energy is saying, I don't want to be here, but I have to. I have no other options. So you're manifesting the feeling of being stuck because you feel like you don't have options. So changing that mindset of being like, I want to leave, I just need to find the right option. I need to find things in myself. I need to do like reflection into myself to figure out what it is that would make me have this newfound inspiration. And that's going to get your mind out of the like, I'm stuck here, there's no other option. Because the way they're explaining it to me is the job that you have, you're like, well, I could get another job, but there's no guarantee that it's not going to be the same thing, but a different company. So it's like, okay, well, that gives you a lot of information of maybe you don't want to do that specific job, that specific career. So that is like the first piece. That's the first piece of manifesting is putting your energy of, I want to find something else. Because, like, people say, like, manifestation has to be, like, positive, like, love and light BS. It does not. It literally just needs to be energy of, like, what you are trying to do. So if you're trying to find momentum, that's the idea you have to have in your head. It doesn't need to be, I'm going to find things. I'm going to be a billionaire. Because, to me, those ideas would be very hard for me to believe fully. But if I'm at a job that I don't like, it's very easy for me to be like, I'm not staying here. Like, screw this, I'm not staying here. Rainey says, how do you understand yourself to find what you're supposed to do and what you love? You start with what you have now. So, what parts of your job do you like? So, like, when I was on my journey of figuring that out for myself, I was a graphic designer at a like small company. Actually, I was a designer at a large company, but that was when I was an intern, but different story. Through those jobs of having like graphic design jobs, I realized that I do not like doing one thing over and over and over again. Anything that was monotonous doesn't make any sense, but it makes me extremely nervous. It's just too much pressure to do the same thing over and over and over again. I strive better on doing a lot of different tasks and wearing a lot of different hats. So that was first key factor. I need to have a job that allows me to wear a lot of hats, allows me to do a lot of things. Next thing I found out is I struggle with having people control my art, because when they control my art, it makes me feel less creative. So that ties me into, oh, maybe I need to find a job where I'm the boss and I'm doing things. So that I literally made a channel where I was making videos about chinchillas. So then while I was making videos about chinchillas, I was like, you know what? I don't feel like I am impacting people's lives and making a difference other than like helping them take care of their animals. I want to create a place where people feel safe, comfortable, and like they have a friend to relate to. And now we're here. You know what I'm saying? One piece at a time. You don't know necessarily what it's like until you experience it. But if you say, oh, well, I've just done all this work and I like can't do anything else because I put all this time and effort into it, then like you're stuck there. You have to have the mindset of, I will only do things that I enjoy or as long as they make me happy. And once they don't make me happy, I will find something else. Does that make sense? But hopefully that gave you some insight. The next person I have is John. My thing is loading. Okay, and then I have they're booked out for right now. So once I finish with Naughty's the last one of this section. So then I will restock them. So I have John, and then I'll have Jada, and then I'll have Dancing Hawk, and then Naughty. Yes, it does. That was so helpful. Everyone tells me to find things you're happiest with, but it's a struggle. So try putting the energy of moving towards positive change, and it'll help you along. Or that's how I feel about it. Yeah, because, like, I don't know. If you don't believe in your manifestations, they're not going to happen. So you need to take your mindset and look at it to see, okay, what would I believe? Because, like, if you're in a bad situation, like a toxic job, your mindset shouldn't say, I'm stuck here, there's nothing else I can do. Your mindset should say, I'm stuck for right now, but I'm not staying. You know what I'm saying? But, John, do you have a question? And are you here? I'm trying not to have a sad moment. Yeah, no, I've definitely been in a position where my job made me, like, not okay. Hello, that's me. Do you have a question? No, I don't have a question, just kind of what pops up. Sure. And yes, I'm here. Sorry. I saw you. Okay. Alright. 3-card reading. Let me put them in a way where you can see them. Okay. So, I have like a little cheat sheet of where they are in the book. So, this one, I believe, is Isha. So this is the first one. It's upside down, so it's in reverse. But this one has no reversals. So, I'm going to leave it like that, because I might read it differently. So, Isa, it means ice. So that's why there's ice crystals on it. And what it means stillness, pause, winter, introspection. So, Isa also encourages us to pay attention. In the stillness, we can see and sense more. So, we need to be careful and also attentive to what is happening around us. Isa is a rune of reflection, patience, and inner strength. It encourages us to find neutrality in stillness and attentiveness while we listen to the world around us and within us. So I'm still going to read the reversal because it's upside down. I feel like that is something that you're struggling with. So you are taking some sort of pause in your life right now, and it's making you feel more so like things are not happening versus them happening soon. Because, sorry, I've read this card a couple times. This card usually talks about, like, winter time. Oh, here it is. Our ancestors faced grueling winters and survived, but it required skill, preparation, and vigilance. Isa is a reminder that if we can embody that, we can make more progress than we anticipate when the ice melts. So, this pause is kind of like talking about like the winter time. A lot of things can't happen because of the ice and because it is cold. So, this is not a like forever thing. It is the season that you are in. And the season that you are in is a season of, like, rest and reflection. So, they want me to say, you feel stuck, so you feel like you cannot rest. And what that kind of gives me, it kind of feels like you're a little bit burnt out, but things aren't happening and it's making you very, very stressed out. And because of that, it is, like the universe is forcing you to rest, but your brain is saying, I'm not doing enough. So you're not truly resting. You're worried about not being able to continue moving forward or surviving. Because they make me feel like you're in a state of survival, and this card is, bothering you because you feel like you're frozen in time, but you feel like you have to, like, hurry up and catch up. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly. It's like one of those things where if you're like a workaholic but you're burnt out, continuing to work on top of that over and over and over again, you're not going to put out as high quality work. So you need to allow your body to rest and sit, but when you have that mentality of, I need to work, I need to put all of my energy into this, or else I'll lose X, Y, or Z, you're never truly going to rest because your brain is constantly thinking about what you're not doing. That is what this card is telling me. You need to sit in the pause and allow your body to do that. There will be plenty of time to work on things in the springtime, if that makes sense. Okay, and then we have that one goes here. So, this one, this middle card, hold on. The cards stick together. This is Ingus. And it symbolizes a seed, creation, fertility, and gathering energy. This is upright. There's no reversals of this one either, but it's an upright card. But this also kind of like embodies the like spring energy here. So you have planted seeds and you need to give them time to nurture them. But I'll read what they have in here for you. Ingus, meaning seed, is very much about the dark and protective space that the earth provides the seed for growth. It is here that the seed sprouts roots and reach into the earth, waiting for the right time to burst forth and stretch upward into the day. So when the Ingus comes up, it's an acknowledgement of the dark, nourishing space you may be in or may need to turn to. It is an affirmation of the life that wants to come through you, but needs the right environment to do so. Are you feeling the need to turn inwards? Is there anything you can do to create the space for yourself? You know what? That makes sense because, like, literally I got sick as soon as I got to work on Saturday, and I kind of did some self-reflection, and I was all like, I am happy at my job, yes, but I feel like some... Yeah, so that's what they're telling me here. It's kind of like you are forcing yourself, like, the universe is forcing you to slow down. And you are kind of pushing against that, which is why this card's in reverse. This card is talking about the seed energy. So the Ingus, which is this sign here, it represents a seed. So you are taking a pause to sit with yourself in this quote-unquote dark place in order for you to have some sort of growth. But the environment that it talks about in this book, you are putting yourself in a negative environment because your brain just continues to say, we're not safe. You need to continue pushing yourself even though there's nothing left. And I struggle with the same thing of overdoing it. And the universe it's not going to allow you to continue doing that. It's going to continue to push back until you slow down. So you feeling like you have to catch up, the universe does not see it that way. The universe says you're going too fast. So it is going to be dead weight pulling you back so that you stop. And then you have your last card here, which is also, I believe, reversed. 89. Okay, so yeah, that card is reversed, and this one has a reversal. So this one is Burkano, something like that. Burkano, and it means birch. So this symbolizes rebirth, healing, transformation, and creation. And the upright meaning, which would be the opposite of this, this would be very much of Burkano invites us to approach our healing journey with discipline, committing ourselves to the necessary inner work through devotion to our personal growth. We embrace the grit and resilience needed to transform and heal. This is a powerful opportunity to examine what we are birthing in our lives and how we can be of service to the ushering in of the new world. The reversed meaning of this, however, with Burkano reversed, we see resistance to calling forth a new life. This rune tends to point towards stagnation, but is an affirmation of how capable you are to bring in new life. Do not give up. So that's where this stagnation is happening. The universe will not allow you to go forward until you are ready to start fresh and start new. And when I say that, you need to change your mindset. And it needs to be a difference from overexerting yourself. That hustle culture is not going to lead to success. It is going to lead to burnout. It is not sustainable for you to continue doing this. That is what this whole spread is talking about. But with this card specifically, it's telling me, and a little bit of this one too, there is more new opportunities that are going to kind of start happening in your life that you're kind of waiting for, but you need to be in the right place for them to happen. So I feel like the reason why you're in this mindset now, the like burnt out mindset, is because you are in survival mode. Being in survival mode, you may have like lost something, you may feel the pressure to have certain resources, whatever it is, you're feeling a little bit of pressure because of some sort of negative like weight loss, whatever, and that is causing you to change your perspective a bit. So they say, but I feel like some of coworkers were talking bad about me, and it doesn't make sense because I don't even talk to them. But I try to not let it bother me because I remind myself I don't care about that. And also, maybe it's because my parents stress me out also. Yeah, they make me feel like you're starting to realize that you don't need whatever this pressure is. So it is, I don't know, they make me feel like you're kind of in a survival mode of like, you feel like you need to continue going, but you don't have the resources to do that. but you still feel the pressure of, I need to do this or else. That is what these two cards are talking about. However, you're in the process of some sort of transformation, and that transformation is going to spring new life, which is what this card is talking about. But you have been sitting at this like stagnant pause place for a while, so it makes you feel like you can't get out of it. And the seed card is representing you being in a dark place. The dark place is allowing time for you to grow and realize that being in the dark is not a scary place, but it allows you to see and understand the repressed emotions that you have about what's going on in your life. Viewing the repressed emotions are going to allow you to see where you need to go and how you need to grow in order to get out of this dark place. You need to be in the right environment to allow growth to happen. So you need to allow yourself to have that transformation. Everything is going to be fine. Me side-eye my Saturn return in like 8 months. I don't want to make you worried about things, but my Saturn return was horrible. I still think it's happening. Let's just say I lost the relationship that I was in. I lost, like, my career changed. I lost, like, animals. I lost people, a lot of people. But my mindset changed, and it was very much like you learn from loss, and the more you lose, the more you can put into your life. And that's the vibe this is giving. Is, like, you're starting to lose things that are, like, weighing you down and causing burnout, so that you can actually have room for new growth. Do you have questions? I did the homepage and I love it. I already love it, and I didn't see all of it.
Hello.
Riker's working on our website that will happen in a long time from now, just letting you know. So if you're looking for that, long time from now.
Yeah. I just got the itch to start designing it, and...
Yeah. I might be getting the itch to do merch, but I want, like, your assets.
You just a Google Drive to eventually. The Google Drive also costs money.
We don't have any money. Yeah. I went through my Saturn return, I lost all my resources.
I can put things in Dropbox, though.
Yeah,
Not Dropbox, Google Drive.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I just need to take a step back and relax. It's easier said than done, because I struggle with that.
Come look, just real quick, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back. I need to look and see. Jada, you're next. Jada, let me know if you have a question. This might be a hard widget to do. We have to manage that manually for doing multiple channels there. Obviously, but...
Well, you can embed YouTube videos directly into...
Yeah. No, I'm saying we would need to do it like
manually. Oh, yeah. No.
Because there are, like, widgets that, like, track your, like, using videos that you do multiple videos. I love it. It's so cool. Yeah, we see that in there.
It needed some sort of, like, background or something.
Yeah, because it makes a lot of sense. Yes.
I wonder what happens to me that I figures, but...
Hi, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm sure you couldn't hear any of that, but it was amazing. Just to, whatever, tease you guys And Jada. I always ask this, but I guess advice about mediumship witchcraft. P.S. My scrying mirror was delivered today, and I'm excited to use it. I need you to tell me how it goes for you. Sorry, I just get very excited when people are like, oh my god, I'm gonna try this new method of reading, and I'm like, I just want to watch, to be fucking honest. Anyways. I know. That's why I was like, anyways. I dropped one. Oh, okay. We're getting all non-rune cards again. Yeah, Jada has been doing some cool things with automatic writing, and watching her do it, I'm like, I don't know how you do this. Even though I do automatic writing, it's not like how Jada does automatic writing. Okay, at least you got one rune. Oh, fuck. I just put this deck backwards. Anyways. Okay. Okay. So, these are your 3 cards. So let's start with the first card, which is Sunstone. Got little rainbows in here, and this is like, we got some spot gloss. If I can, like, there it is. I don't know either. I say to myself, I am the Ouija board. Okay, so the Sunstone, it symbolizes navigation, new perspectives, creativity, and ingenuity. There's no reversal for this. It's also upright. So, this card is all about finding new tools to get where you want to go. Fitting. When we feel limited by the world around us, insisting that there isn't any way we could move forward, Sunstone asks you to get creative. It's possible that there's a tool you've overlooked that could be helpful. It could be something you've heard over and over again and never paid much attention to. It's possible a perspective shift that you've tried before that didn't stick will be the thing to help you move through the friction you find yourself in. Sunstone asks you to look at what's in front of you in a new way. See what you have at your disposal and insist it will do the trick. What the fuck? I know, this deck is a fucking troll. It's more of a troll now that you look at this as it being like a scrying surface. Like, what the fuck? Anyways. I don't know, I feel like that's pretty clear, but they say the tool is you. You just need to fine-tune it. The way you're going to fine-tune that is using other tools, like divination tools, until you realize that you can do it without that. Because, like, I don't know, the way that I started doing this is I used a lot of different divination tools, because when you use divination tools long-term and do a lot of readings for a lot of different people, you start learning how you receive information, and it's a very weird experience. So, like, at first when I started doing tarot readings, I thought I was getting information just by shuffling cards. Honestly, that was not true. I was just getting it from my, like, abilities. But when I would shuffle cards, it allowed me to focus my energy so that I could pick up information. So it was kind of like a repetitive motion that got me out of my ego brain so I can put myself into more of a mediumship brain. So when I would do readings for people, I would like shuffle the cards, literally not even look at the cards coming out. I would just shuffle them so that I could feel the energy of their spirit guides, and then their spirit guides would tell me things about them. But it was very hard to transition from these kind of tools to nothing. Because you need to be very aware of when the information is coming to you. Because then you start learning the difference between your thoughts and spirit's thoughts. So And I would honestly say that my spirit guides led me through that process, because like I said, with the like shuffling of cards, I thought that I was feeling the energy in the cards. And then my spirit guides are like, that's dumb. Why would there be energy in the cards from a person that's like on the other side of the world? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You're just sensing their energy. You don't need these cards. So my spirit guides led me through this process of like, okay, close your eyes and imagine a dark room, okay? The dark room, just literally focus on, this is a dark room. You see nothing. We're in a dark room. That's it. And then the other thought is like, I'm reading this client. So I'm in a dark room and I'm reading this person. Those are the thoughts that I had. And then I started seeing, and this was my, like, the first reading that I did that I didn't need cards for. And the first thing that I saw was, like a tornado at my feet. And the further it went up towards my head, it got, like, blown away from my face. So I got the impression of, I feel like you're going through a lot of, like, hard emotional things, like trauma things, but you're not seeing it and you're ignoring it because it's like you're blowing away that distress from your face. So I told the person that, and they were like, I don't know if I know what you're talking about. And then 15 minutes after the reading, after I, like, finished, like, explaining everything, she emailed me and was like, so I know what you're talking about. I've been struggling with depression on and off for years, and I thought I was fine, so I, like, got off, like, antidepressants or whatever, and now that you're saying that, I was just trying to, like, ignore what has been going on, but I have been struggling more and more, and because I had a reading with you, I'm going to, like, book a session with my therapist. So it's that sort of stuff. It's going to be a lot of, like, trying different things to try to get the information out of you. So the more, like, divination tools you use, the more it will not force you to be, this is my clutch, I do tarot, I can't do anything without it, or, like, this is automatic writing, I can't do anything without it. Doing a lot of different things will strengthen different areas of your gifts. So, like, tarot, very visual. Scrying, I feel like, will be a little bit different, because you don't necessarily just use visual things. You have to go beyond what you think you see in this, like, surface, if that makes sense. And it depends on the surface as well. Anyways, going deep into how to, like, strengthen gifts and whatnot. Let me put up your next card. Yes. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of, like, baby steps, but, like, reading a lot of people. The more people you read, the more validation you get, the more your brain says, oh, okay, so I was aware of how I got this information for this, like, so-and-so. So when I feel the same way or have the information come in the same way, then it's going to be correct for the next person. And then you continue to get validation of this is right, that's right, this is wrong. So then you start realizing when you're talking versus when spirit is talking. So another thing that I tell people is, like, knowing the difference between your inner monologue or your inner thoughts versus spirit's thoughts is, like, you need to figure out what the difference is. So for me, when I get psychic information, mediumship information, it's just instant. It's not something I need to figure out. If I find myself trying to, like, figure it out, that is going to be me. So the way I like to explain it is, if you're trying to solve a math problem, so you have, like, 157 plus, like, 6,500 whatever, okay? Your brain is going to be like, okay, I'm going to carry the one. You're doing your work. That is you figuring out the answer. So if you find yourself trying to be like, okay, well, this and this and this and this would equal that, that is ego. That is you trying to figure it out. Spirit information is just going to give you the answer. So an example I like to give is my kids. So I psychically can see people's, like, who they're going to have in the future. And I remember reading for my friend where they had, like, certain children that I saw for them, and it was just very easy. And I was like, okay, this is what they look like. This is what, like, when they're going to be born. This is, like, their personalities. And it was just, like, I didn't have to think about it at all. But for me, I was like, okay, I have, like, this color hair. I have blue eyes. I'm with this person. So if we put that together, then I'm going to have this kind of child. This is what they're going to look like. I had to figure it out. There's a difference. So it's that sort of thing. Anyways, sorry, I could, like, talk about that for a long time. So, next card. We are on this one. This one technically doesn't have a reversal meaning, but it is in reverse. And this is Galdir. Galdir. We'll say that, Galdir. It means song or incantation. And it symbolizes voice, song, speaking, and prayer. This card calls our attention to our voice and song. There is so much power in giving voice to what lies within us. Our prayers, hopes, and intentions can all be magnified through speaking, singing, or whispering them. Galdir can be a study of history and be quite traditional. It can be something you choose to get more creative with. At the heart of Galdir, is intention and repetition. Sometimes I can't look at words when I say them. Give voice to your heart. I don't know if this is going to be helpful for you, but I feel like this being in reverse is, I feel like you're a very clairaudient type of person, so psychic sound. And when you are very clairaudient, sometimes you will struggle with someone saying, just clear your mind and you'll get information. A lot of times you need to express the things in your head verbally, through words, through sound, whatever, in order for it to continue moving forward. So, like, for me, very clairaudient. If I stop talking, it's like my thoughts stop as well. It's like my words are the, like, metronome that, like, pushes the song forward. So they're like, you're thinking about it in the wrong way. So when you start reading things, just start talking about the things that you already know. So, like, when I read tarot, I already know the meanings of the cards. That's not the, like, psychic information I'm giving to people. So I will start being like, okay, this card, it means this. It means song incantation. Me talking allows my thoughts to move forward so that they can insert psychic information while it's happening. And it can happen inside your head. You don't need to be speaking it outwardly. You can be writing it down on a piece of paper. Whatever is helpful for you, you have the, like, it will be easier for you to allow your thoughts to flow and have less pressure when you are getting the thoughts out through, like, auditory means. That's where that's giving me. And then your last card, this one, page 79. Okay, so this one is Sowilo. And it means sun. So this is success, victory, bliss, expansion, purpose, and wholeness. Sowilo invites us to our sense of awe and wonder. Through it, we bear witness to a force that is far greater than ourselves. And as we consciously connect with the transient force, we experience a deep sense of bliss and fulfillment. It is a moment of profound understanding, and it can truly align us with our purpose. Sowilo is expansive, bright, and guides us towards enlightenment. It is a rune of success. We can invoke Sowilo's power as we pursue the vision of our future. It helps us stay on the path of our purpose and offers insight as we push forward on our journey. So, this is I don't know, this is when it starts clicking. Because they're like, it is in you already. You just need to realize when it is happening. They make me feel like this is like the light bulb moment when it clicks. And then they want me to explain when it finally clicked for me is when I stopped trying to do it like everyone else. Because, like, when you go into the mediumship niche in media, they talk about it as, I see dead people. I don't see dead people. Literally, like, yesterday, I had a dream where I didn't see anything, and that's not normal for most people. I had what I refer to as a claircognizant dream, which is just thoughts. I knew, because, like, we're watching a true crime documentary, and I had a dream that I was the person that was being tried. But I did not see anything. I just knew I was this person, and I knew what was going on, but I saw nothing. That's not normal. That's how my gifts work. Yes, I've gotten that advice frequently, and I've been trying to tell myself I will experience mediumship differently. It's still hard to, like, accept that, because you're like, okay, then what am I trying to, like, figure out? So the question I usually ask people is, how do you think? So it is very much like, the way that my brain works is I am very auditory person. So I have an inner monologue. I talk constantly in my head. So it's also like I have two trains of thoughts going on at the same time, because I'm neurodivergent and I have ADHD. So I have an inner monologue that is constant. It is constantly going, constantly talking. This is how my thoughts move forward. If I'm not talking in my head, it is hard for me to continue to push the thoughts forward. While the inner monologue is happening, I will get supportive information on the second train of thought, which is usually claircognizant or just thoughts. So while I'm talking, all of a sudden I'll start talking about something completely different that I already know about. Or, like, I start talking and I know I'm going to start talking about something else, and then it starts coming out of my mouth. Or I talk, and while I'm talking, I all of a sudden just start saying things I don't realize that I'm going to say it before I say it. That is claircognizance and clairaudience working together. But I also get visual information, but because I'm so claircognizant, the visual information usually is tied to signs and symbols. So they will give me signs and symbols to give me more knowing information. So the things that are strongest for me are knowing things and hearing things. And then it is supported by everything else. Anything that deals with, like, the senses of taste and smell, very, very hard for me to do. I get them, but it's not an enjoyable experience, and it's very confusing. I have overlapping thoughts talking to myself in visual imagery pairing with it at times. I think I have a mixture of claircognizance, clairvoyance, and clairaudience. Sorry, I'm listening to your guides about what your gifts are like. They're talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have... Sorry, I'm asking him what he wants me to say about him. You have this, like, blue and white spirit guide that seems like he's two people, but he's not. That's all I'm going to say about that. But he's talking about how you struggle to string your thoughts together. It's like you think about one thing, but simultaneously you'll be thinking about a separate thing at the same time. So it's hard to hold on to two thoughts at the same time, even though you are thinking about those two thoughts. So this one is, like, if this one starts first and this one starts second, this one is going to start leaving and you're going to focus more on this one. So that is, like, what's going on. That's why it's hard, because you need to find the string that ties them together. He says focusing on a physical focus is going to help focus your brain. Which is why the, like, automatic writing works for you. Because they're like, it's like you need to take notes on one thought while you're having another thought. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's like you need to retrain your brain to connect to the dots. Because it's kind of like you're looking in a kaleidoscope. There's, like, two things happening at once. Dang ADHD. Yeah, and because it's the reason why he says that doing something physical will help translate it, which is kind of like what the spread is talking about. Doing something physical is going to help fine tune the tools for you to figure it out. Is because it's so claircognizant, it's very hard to make physical. So it's a very fleeting. So you need to find means of making it more tangible to you, and that can be through speaking. That's what this is talking about. And that can be like writing things down, writing pictures of it. And that's going to train you more to like hold on to those thoughts. If that makes sense. Do you have questions? But yeah, you have this guide. I think this guide helps you with mediumship. Sorry, he's just very weird to talk to. It's like I'm talking to two people at once, and I feel like that's because that's how your thoughts work. But he keeps telling me that he is one person. I see him as like a white statue, like he looks like a porcelain statue of a person in like a robe. And then there's like this blue cloud around him. And I'm like, are you two people? Are you also the cloud? Is the cloud a separate person? What is going on? And he's like, don't think about it too hard. And I'm like, oh, that's what you want me to tell Jada. Don't think about it too hard. So, you're welcome. No, I do not. Thank you so much. Sorry, that was a lot of information very quickly. Dancing Hawk, are you here? But also, you draw spirit guides, right? If you draw him, I need to see what he looks like. Thank you. Because I want to draw him. I am here. Do you have a question? Also, Jade, I need you to tell me how scrying goes. Because scrying is different for each person, too. I just am nosy and want to know what everyone's doing. It's fine. I haven't in a long time, but I can kind of imagine what he looks like. Do whatever comes through for me. Okay. So, general. I really like this card solely because it's pink and black. Okay. Alright. Hold on. I'm discombobulated now. So, first card. Okay, this is Jera, or Yira, which means year. I'm starting to learn them. So, this is Yira. Jera, or Yera. And it means year. So, the symbolism is seasons, harvest time, and ebb and flow. This rune serves as a gentle reminder of the importance of balance. It illustrates that each phase of the cycle, whether it's growth, harvest, or death, holds its own significance and purpose. Just as the farmers must patiently wait for the seeds to sprout and ripen before reaping the rewards, we too must learn to embrace the different seasons of our lives. Yera teaches us both joyous abundance and reflection found through stillness are essential components of our personal journeys. It is in honoring each stage that we find growth and balance. Yera invites us to reflect upon the lessons of the past and recognize the patterns that shape our lives. It prompts us to learn from our experiences, both triumphs and challenges, and to apply the wisdom to our present and future endeavors. Yera holds the promise of renewal, a chance to shed what no longer serves us and embrace new beginnings, just as the fields lie still in winter, preparing for the vibrant growth that awaits in the coming spring. So Yera asks us, what are we harvesting? How are we preparing for future harvest? What we do in the moment can pay off for many seasons to come, and it's important to recognize the interconnectedness of time. The rune itself is pointing both backwards and forwards, both arrows interwoven with one another. It is essential that we appreciate the nonlinear nature of time and embrace the way we can work with the past, present, and future to create reality we want to live in. So this card is giving me, it is representing a time or a season that you are in right now. What they tell me about it is they make me feel like you need to understand things that have happened in your past in order to be able to manipulate what will happen in the future. Which is why these arrows point backwards and forwards. So again, they're talking about the like interconnectedness of time and how it is interwoven within our realities. So sometimes we think that our future is set in stone. Sometimes we feel like we are stuck on a path that we don't want to be on. However, viewing the past reflection can allow us to be able to look forward. And they want me to like talk about it like a crystal ball, because they're like making that song from Fallout Boy happen. I forget what it's called, but they always say every time you look into the future, it's like cloudy. They're like looking towards the past will allow the future to be less cloudy. It will clear the skies for you. So that goes into this thing worked for me. This thing did not work for me. These are the traumas. These are the emotions I'm experiencing. How can I use that to guide my path or open up doors for myself in the future? That is what this card is talking about. And I want to say, I know there's a crane on here, or a herring, or whatever this is. Maybe it's a herring. Hold on, it says on here. So because Yera is so much about cycles, I relied heavily on repetitive circular patterns. To me, the way they unfold and repeat and expand carries a lot of that Yera energy. We see it's a herring. We see a herring, which I used to represent a higher perspective, which Yera asks of us to have a higher perspective of time. The diamonds in the middle coming out of the opening represents the harvest we receive if we show up each season. They make me feel like it's like a butterfly effect. I'm in a 7-year inner work year. I have forgotten so much of past. This one, it makes me feel like the butterfly effect. So if you don't know what that means, the idea is a butterfly flaps its wing 1,000 miles away and it causes chaos. It causes the apocalypse. So it's something like teeny tiny small that has put us on a like path of decisions that ends up creating this like crazy thing that happened. So something like small and insignificant that we don't realize affects anything, affects everything. So it's kind of like when you go like in movies and stuff like that, when they do like a blast in the past, they say don't touch anything because anything you touch or move will cause the future to change. So like moving this from there to here may cause like, I don't know, like the apocalypse, like the world blowing up, or maybe you'll become a celebrity just because you moved this. That is a butterfly effect. That's what they're telling me here. So they're like, it doesn't seem like the past will do much for the future, but that is incorrect. Even, okay. They also want me to say it is in association to, like, what is it that I want to say? Your spirit guides talk in a very funny way. They kind of, like, give information and then it just, like, it's like a flash and then goes away. But what they were trying to say with this is, they're talking about things in the past. Okay, they want me to say it's like you don't need to necessarily start over on things that you have worked years on building up. Does that make sense? So it's like, they make me feel like there's going to be a lot of rebirth in your life. So that is like the cycle restarting. However, we believe that when we like, I don't know, like switch careers or like whatever it is, that we're starting from zero, but that's not true. We are not starting from zero. It's kind of like if you look at the circles in this, the first circle is the smallest. So when you make the next cycle, the circle is bigger, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you're not restarting the cycle necessarily from zero. It's just a new season. Does that make sense? So for example, to put it like in a contextual example, it's like if you were to quit your job and you want to completely change careers. People are hesitant to do that because they put years and years and time and money into making them experienced enough and knowledgeable enough to have this job. So they think, oh, I can't switch careers because that would have been a waste of time. But that's not necessarily how that works. Because you already have the experience of working. You already have the experience of different skills that you've learned on the job. You can take those skills and go somewhere else with them. So even though you climbed this like huge mountain to get to the top, you don't have to go to the top to continue going forward. You have the perspective now to look at where you can go next. You still have experience that doesn't go away. Does that make sense? Makes total sense. Okay. Great. Shifting and organizing rather than rebuilding and restarting. No, it's more like you can't, once you start doing something, you aren't restarting. It's kind of like once you learn something in this life, you can't unlearn it. It's like if you have like water and you put like a little bit of pink dye in it, you're not getting the pink dye out. Even though you want to be a different color now, the pink dye is always going to be in there. So you can never start back from clear. Does that make sense? That's what this is giving me. You're starting a cycle where you feel like you need to continue going forward, but your brain is telling you to restart or rebirth, like start from zero, but that's not necessarily what's happening. You don't need to start from zero. You just need to shift and change things. Okay, next card. Sorry. Okay. That one is 101. Also, this is helping me learn the cards quicker. I'm enjoying this. This deck is really very like straightforward. But this one is Laguz. And it means lake. And this symbolizes portal, intuition, emotion, unconsciousness, the unconscious depth. I think it says in here, this card is very similar to the moon and the high priestess. So, okay, let's start it from here. It carries mystery, reflection, the unconscious, the shadows, and the depths. While seafaring and voyaging were significant to the Vikings and the Nordic people, the journey with water often happens internally. Because water carries the depths of our emotions and subconscious, Laguz tends to refer to the passage we take to the mysteries within ourselves. When Laguz finds us, it is an indication that turning your attention towards the depths of your being would be beneficial. The water is rising with that. More is surfacing for you to examine, reflect upon, and sit with. So, with these two cards, this card is giving me, you know what you want to be doing, and it's kind of, you need to like shift things. It's a thought I struggle with, like starting this X, Y, and Z is going to take forever, so why bother? But they're saying I keep all the tools and study and learn. I just have to apply it to where I am and where I want to go. Yeah. It's very much like you already have the experience. You're not starting from zero. Like an 18-year-old kid, or let's even like put it at like 20, 22 when you're graduating college, they don't have the experience of working in a field necessarily. So a 22-year-old going into a new profession is very different than a 34-year-old who's been in the workforce. Looking at someone that is 22, has very little experience doing work and stuff, is going to be lower on the level of expertise than someone that it may be new to the niche but has experience being in the workforce. There's a difference in experience, and there always will be. You can't undo that. So they're like, don't be afraid to shake things up, because it is not a waste of time to do that. It is not a waste of time to follow your dreams. Because this card is talking about the repressed emotions that you have. It's talking about listening to your intuition and all of that sort of thing. So it's giving me vibes of like, you might want to make some big changes. And they make me feel like maybe potentially this year, you might want to make some big changes in your life. There's like you're going through a new season of life and you're a bit worried about doing that. But leaning into the reflection and understanding how you feel about your situation is going to help guide you to find something better. I'm currently on a plane watching before I take off. What's up? Okay, your last card. Oh, I haven't read this one. Okay, I think it's this one. 51. Alright. So, this one is called Hagalas. Hagalas. Sure. It means, hail. So, the symbolism is the void, surrender, transformation, and rebirth. Okay, makes sense. Can I also say I have never read this card before, so I had no idea what its meanings were. So, this is basically talking about, like, you're restarting a cycle. You're in a new season of life, and you're worried about restarting. But you should not be worried about it. I feel like you'll be a lot happier if you go into something else. So, this card, we encounter Hagalas. We encounter Hagalas when we confront the depths of our inner void. It is during these ventures into uncharted territories within ourselves that we experience darkness and uncertainty. However, we must also acknowledge that it is through this darkness that the seeds of creation are sown. Hagalas is often likened to a seed. Within the heart of the hailstone, as it melts away, resides the potential for a new beginning, a seed waiting to sprout. By embracing the process of falling and melting associated with this rune, we open ourselves to the blessings of the planted seed and coming possibilities of renewal. So this is giving me, it's literally like what they said, hail falls and then melts. You're in a free fall, so it feels a bit scary, and you also feel like nothing is moving and everything is moving, and you feel like the wind got knocked out of you. So this is definitely giving vibes of you kind of just need to allow it to happen, because you will get to the ground, and that's when the life will start changing. You'll start seeing growth. But to finish, most of us have experienced this in an internal world. Everything may be feeling fine, and then one day we encounter the trigger that takes us by surprise. We may feel so distracted and activated that we struggle to continue forward as our immediate attention is going towards this disruption. And as we continue to work through it, we find new ways of being with it and with ourselves. It often softens, and we find that we have the possibilities that we didn't know we had before. That being said, this place can feel dark and unexplored. It often presents us with new territory. This is a space of unconscious and unseen. The key with Hagalas is surrendering to the uncomfortable and trusting the mysterious forces present in your life. That would be why this card has like the black, like space-like gunk. It is embracing the feeling of being uncomfortable and walking into the unknown. Hail is like water moving from one place to the other. It also represents that falling energy of the uncertainty of where you're going to land. But They want me to say this all comes together in the sense of viewing the past and the past cycles. This does not go away. This is going to impact where you land. So even though you're walking into things that that are unknown, you still have the experience to deal with them. This represents your emotion and your intuition. This is going to be more and more open because you have to rely more on these things. Right now, it feels repressed and inaccessible, but eventually you need to start reflecting on these emotions so that you can view where you need to go in the future. This is going to open up the current to push you down the path that you want to be in. And then your last card representing hail, this is it actually happening. This is the transformation. This is that free fall that will eventually end in growth. So. Okay, let me see. Virgo Sun, Pisces, Rising, Taurus, Moon. The struggle, I'll trust fall. Hold on, let me put that into my brain. Virgo Sun, meaning you can't do anything without a reason. Pisces Rising, oh God. And a Taurus Moon. Okay, you don't have emotions, however, your emotions are always right. And then Virgo Sun, you are always constantly looking for answers that make logical sense, not organic things. But the Pisces rising is very weird with those things. It's kind of like you go to a crazy place and try to make it logical. Does that make sense? Because Pisces are very mystical, dreamy. But then you have rock energy. It's really interesting. Exactly, it's so tough. Do you have questions? And then I believe after you, so I'm still looking for your questions, but last person I have right now is Nadi, and then I'm going to restock them so you guys can purchase them while I read the last person. No questions. Thank you so much. But Nadi, while I restock this, let me know if you have any questions. You are next. And let me know if you're here. So if you guys missed the first time, this is the link. I'm going to restock them for you guys. So I'm going to restock 5 more. And that will be it for today. And then I'll do another live stream probably tomorrow. What is the reading? We are doing readings with runes. So I have this deck. I think it's in frame. So I have this deck. I got this deck from Vivian. And it uses these cards that have runes on them. So what I've been doing is I've been reading a little bit about what the card means, and then I put them together for you with your guides and how it means, what it means for your life. But it uses the traditional runes. But go on to that link I just shared. I also have it pinned at the top of chat, and it is also in the link in the description. I'll give you a moment. But I'm going to restock them in 3, 2. They are restocked. So if you guys are interested, there are 5 more slots. And then, yeah. So I'm going to read Nadi. Do you have a question? I can see that you're here. But let me know if you have a question or if you just want a general reading. I want both of these. You get that one. That one's so pretty. We read this card a lot. What are your thoughts on a Pisces sun and rising with a Taurus moon? It is never your fault. You are always right, and it's never your fault. So Tauruses are usually very, they're right in everything that they possibly do. They're right. And Moon deals with your emotions. So you think that your emotions are always right. But at the same time, you don't have emotions because you're a rock. You're an earth sign. But Pisces, sun and rising Pisces, Pisces' main thing is that they are like mystical in the sense of they're very like in their head and dreamy. They're not usually present very often. People see them as very emotional because they're water signs. But the thing with them that annoys me because I'm an Aries is anything they do, a lot of times it's not their fault. They don't take accountability for that, and they think because of the emotional side of things that you're blaming them for things. So I just think it's funny that those three together, to me, would be like, oh, your emotions are right, but also it's not your fault, because it's not. Naughty, do you have a question? I don't think I missed it. Let me know if you have a question. And Vivian, yay, was catching up with the stream. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you got a reading, because this is the deck that you got us. Remember when you roasted people's zodiac signs? Yeah. You should do that again sometime. I do enjoy roasting people. I think it's hilarious. I'll give a few more minutes, or a few more seconds. We'll start looking up your cards. But if you don't have a question, I'll just start reading. Okay, I do. I need guidance on which path to choose. Okay, great. So, we're starting with your longship. We read this card already today. This represents travel, will, discipline, adventure, and drive. And it's upright. So, the longship very much works hand in hand with the card Sunstone. Sunstone allows for navigation, but the longship allows for travel. So, when we pull this card, it's really a call to our will. It embodies the spirit of adventure and the drive to overcome obstacles by navigating through challenges with adaptability and resourcefulness. This card is a reminder of our strength in how much is possible for us if only we insist upon it. Insist. They make me feel like that's going to be explained by these other two cards, because this is kind of the energy forward. It's kind of like you are the navigator, you just need the like momentum, if you will. Sorry, I'm reading chat. Okay. And then we have that. Sorry, I've never read this horse card either, and it excites me, so I'm like, this card is so pretty! This card is reversed, so this one. This is Awaz. It's Awaz, and it means horse. Dude, I had a really weird dream about a horse last night. I had a dream that I was in a school, and in the stairwell there was a horse choking. And I had to go find someone to help it. Anyways, Awaz, let's say Awaz. Awaz, it means horse, and it represents symbiosis, movement, travel, mobility. So, like what I said, you need the momentum, you need something pushing you forward. Because they're like, you know where you want to go. It's just about, like, the motivation, the drive, being pushed towards that. So this is literally drive, insistence. I feel like you worry a little bit too much about, like, what could possibly happen. You have that, like, insecure idea in your head of, like, what is the worst possible thing that can happen, and you kind of get stuck in that. So this card is in reverse, so let me read the upright. So this is what it would mean if it was in the other direction, so if it were like this. So Awaz is an invitation to examine the things that may need to change in your life and the things within you that give you wings. What takes you from one place to another? What needs to grow or shift? Do you need to be more confident, surrender, more trust? Reflect on the symbiotic relationship that lies with Awaz and what it may be showing you about your own self and life. So you have it reversed. It's upside down. And what that means is Awaz reverse tends to come up when we're feeling stuck and unsure how to move forward. The vehicle that has gotten us places before may not feel like an option right now. We may feel deeply resistant to a potential change. We may be struggling to surrender to the parts of ourselves that know best. This rune asks you to pause and notice where you are experiencing stricture and how you can call upon Awaz to restore more movement and flow. They very much say you are the controller of the chaos in your life. However, you are worried about it going poorly. So that is why you are not taking the steps forward. You're getting caught in the chaos of this card, if you will. The interwoven lines, the crazy the stuff going on in this card. You are a bit lost about what to do. But they make me feel like you know what you want to do. You are just second guessing yourself. You are the one that getting in your own way, because they make me feel like it's very possible. It's very straightforward, but you keep stopping yourself from pushing forward. Because like I said, this card is momentum. So you have momentum and drive. These are the things that need to go together forward in order to accelerate. Because it's like if you're in a car, you have the car in neutral and you're trying to hit the gas pedal with this, but you're not going anywhere because the car is in neutral. The car has the potential to go forward. The car has the potential to accelerate, but you're in neutral. So let's move on to your last card. This one is Uruz. I've read this card a lot, to be honest. This is Uruz. And it means wild ox. Its symbolism is life force, desire, and primal power. At the heart of Uruz is the desire to experience life in all forms, to touch the joy and the suffering, and to embody the many at once. If we think of a wild oxen, we can see and feel their need to let energy move through them. And if we think of the abundance found in Fenu, we see it now finding ways to live and express itself in this rune. We truly are life experiencing itself. When I think of this rune on a daily life, I feel like it can often come up with people working on manifesting. They're tapping into a lot of internal power and calling in new experiences, and with this, a lot of subconscious blocks may come up. This doesn't doom us, but rather invites us into a deeper layer of our work and insists we learn to hold it all. And if we can embody the desire that lives with Uruz, we can make peace with these challenges and truly enjoy every part of the process. As I said, the joy, the suffering, we must fall in love with our life. What's up? I like you.
Our couch is going to be delivered Saturday.
No, Saturday.
The full couch. Yes, the full couch. Not just the 3 pieces, the full couch Saturday.
Watch it get delivered when we have to bring your mom today.
I know.
We're getting our couch on Saturday.
But it is she said that's
actually
confirmed. Yes, it is going to fully happen on Saturday. Also, hello everybody.
We're getting a sectional. They keep telling us, they keep calling us on Sunday or whatever day, and they're like, it's coming.
We were supposed to get it a month ago.
And then they don't call us to reschedule, so we call the day that they say it's coming, and we're like, you told us on Sunday it's coming. Is it actually coming? And they're like, no, we forgot to call you. Literally last week, while Riker was in the hospital, I moved the furniture with my parents because they never called us. And then Riker's like, I just called them. They said it's not coming. And I was like, there's no couches. There's nothing in the living room right now. I'm glad I didn't get rid of the couches.
Could you imagine my mom visiting and we're just...
Yeah, Riker's mom's here now, too.
No, honestly, if that was the case, I would say we're moving these couches upstairs until...
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, my guy.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's all.
I was just talking to my mom.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Did they call you?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the woman who... It's the same woman who has... Someone who has the same, like, legal name as me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, I talk to you so much and you have the same name as my, like, husband's niece or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like family now. And I was like, I guess you could say that.
I guess you could say that. Okay,
You can go back to your readings.
Herbert's like, you can go back to your readings. I'm sorry to distract you. So, this card, it represents life force. It is not being afraid of failure. That's where this is coming in. You must experience hardship in order to experience happiness. And a lot of people think that when they experience hardship, that they will not experience happiness. And that is bad. That's not the right mindset. That's not true. That's not how it works. It's kind of like people like say, like have that like metaphor or saying of like, if everything was good and happy, you would be flatlined. It would never feel good and happy. You need to have the peaks and troughs in order to have a heartbeat and not be flatlined in order to experience life. So not being afraid of failure is going to be the thing that pushes you forward. Because they make me feel like you don't necessarily need help of what to do, where to go. It is pushing forward. What?
Who are you reading?
I'm reading Nadi.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the last one. And then I restocked.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah, do you have questions? Allie knows I can live without a living room set. She used to sit on my floor when I was 18 and fresh out of my parents' house. Naughty says, that makes sense. No, I'm good. Yeah, dude, that's the life of moving out after college. Nobody has any furniture. We have, like, folding chairs. But I don't know, dude. We have couches, and throwing them out before we get a new couch just seems kind of pointless to me. But, you know, whatever. Okay. So, let me refresh this page. I have, like, a hair on my face from the cats. Okay, in order, there should be some left in here. So if you guys are still interested in reading, there's 2 slots left. But I have Vivian in order. Vivian, Allie, and then Barry Reckless. So, Vivian, do you have a question? Let me know. This one. No, I'm not reading that one again. You don't get long ship. Ugh, I want new cards to come out. I want to read them all. I get my wish. That's a new one. Mine is for Bree, if that's okay. It is okay. So, Bree will be after, Vivian. Yeah, I was gonna say Allison, I was like, I'm reading you again with some new cards. Yes. How are my gifts evolving and supporting me? Things feel a little chaotic. Well, starting off with ice. I don't know what this card is. I still have to, like, read them to, like, figure out what they're called. You have to read the pronunciation. I think it's Asa. Let me see. Oh, Heimdall is in here. Heimdall's Trials, Unconscious Mystery, and Choices. Sorry. This book is just fantastic. Okay, focus. What was I doing? 59. Isa. That's this. It's reversed. Technically, there's not a reversal meaning, but I'm going to read it reversed. So, this card represents, it means ice. And it represents stillness, pause, winter, introspection. And Isa encourages us to pay attention. In this stillness, we can see and sense more. We need to be careful and also very attentive to what is happening around us. Isa is a rune of ice and the winter months, where the world slows and where we may be encountering more difficulty. Isa is a rune of reflection, patience, and inner strength. It encourages us to find neutrality in stillness and attentiveness while we learn to the world around us and within us. So when this card is in reverse, the way that I read it, which this card probably can't be in reverse because it's a line, so if you had it like in actual like runes, you wouldn't be able to tell which direction it is. But this card is in reverse for me, meaning that we're kind of fighting against the stillness. So what you said, yes, how are my gifts evolving and supporting me? Things feel a little chaotic. They want me to say you are lacking the stillness you need to acknowledge the things that are right in front of you, but you're missing. Does that make sense? They're like, yes, chaos might be happening, but you also need to realize that life isn't about the rustle and bustle of it. It is more so finding the little moments where you have time to smell the roses and enjoy the little things. Those are the things that are going to allow your mind to slow down and to feel less like you are under attack. Such great design. This deck is amazing. We love it. We literally use it every night since we got it. Literally. Because I also really want to learn how to use runes, because I have beautiful runes, and this deck is helping a lot, more than I expected. So, next card. This is Fairthandi. Fairthandi means becoming. And the symbolism is the present, what is happening, the current moment, and thoughts. Fairthandi is one of the three Norns who weave the threads of fate. Her name means present, which I love the, like, threads of fate BS too. It just, like, is such a troll, it's ridiculous to me, but it's fine. When Fairthandi finds us, our attention is being called to what is present for us in the moment. So again, smelling the roses, that's what I'm saying. You need to be more present and you need to slow things down. Because I feel like the chaos is getting to you and is causing, like stress thoughts, stress response, and that is blocking things for you. I definitely have a tendency to fill my time as much as possible. Cap Moon. When Fairthandi finds us, our attention is being called to what is present for us in the moment. The ancient Norse people believed fates were unchangeable, and that the only thing they could control over was their attitude towards it. We tend to believe we can shape our lives and have free will, but even with that, there's something to be said about embracing your fate no matter what, and only focusing on your perception, because it is our perception that does allow us to continue to shape our reality. Fairthandi asks us, what are we pushing up against? What thoughts are we thinking, and will those thoughts create a life we want to live in? Do they create a headspace we want to be in? Will they get us where we want to go? For all this unfolding outside of us, we are reacting to it in an empowering or disempowering way. How can we create more internal freedom and empowerment from where we are today? This is living in the moment. This is how do you feel right now. This is what is presently happening, and your attitude towards that. They make me feel like you're missing the moments that are still, because they're like, the issues that you're having is your mind is being blocked by this intense pressure to continue surviving, continue pushing forward, continue to keep up with the chaos. But this is saying you need to be more present. So it's less of looking towards the future and focusing, what am I going to do tomorrow? Instead, focusing on living in the moment of where you are right now. And then your last card, I don't think I've read this one, so I'm excited. 85. And it's upside down, obviously. The wolf is upside down. So this is Tiwaz. Oh no, I have read this one because it represents Tyr. This means Tyr, which is it's the one-handed god and the leavings of the wolf and the ruler of the temple. He's a god, like a Norse god. So that card, the symbolism means justice, leadership, self-sacrifice, will, and conviction. And the upright meaning, since this is in reverse, it reminds us of our responsibility to act in a way that upholds an older concept of justice, which may differ from our modern understanding of law and order. While few of us are in a position to create that justice, we can find opportunity in our lives simply by standing up for others when it's needed. It's saying something when something needs to be said and supporting those who are in need of it. Though one may feel uncertain or unsure, stepping into leadership roles is a calling that requires showing up fully armed with confidence in both spirit and the ability to serve and share. With Tiwaz, our lives transcend personal desires as we recognize that our existence is no longer solely about ourselves. We become instruments of justice, acting on behalf of the greater good and taking up the mantle of ancient justice that transcends the boundaries of time. However, this card is in reverse, so Tiwaz, in reverse, asks us to examine our relationship with justice. Are you taking it into your hands too much? Are you going about it in a healthy way? Is it becoming a part of your identity in a way that is to your detriment? We see this often when people think about it in order to stand up for someone. It means taking another person down. Tiwaz reversed may be a gentle reminder that you need to stand up for your beliefs in a more impactful way. So this card, it represents justice. The way that I view justice is similar to the justice in, what is it? Tarot, the justice card in tarot. So you have the like little scale doodle things. When you put a weight in one of the dishes, it causes an equal and opposite reaction to happen, and that falls. That is what justice is. It's like a cause and effect. When you have it in reverse, you are not putting the effort in to the things that are happening here in order to get that equal and opposite results, and you don't like what's going on. So it's like, if your life is in chaos, you need to allow it to slow down by slowing yourself down. So I'm a horse girl. One of the things that they're using to explain it to me is when you ride a horse that is like fresh, like psychotic, like has a lot of energy and needs the energy out and is like running away with you, trying to buck you off or whatever. If you move your body as fast as your horse is going, the horse is going to continue going faster. It's going to match your fast energy. However, if you slow your body down, it's going to slow down the horse. That is what you need to do with your life. You need to focus on the stillness of your life because you are ignoring those things, and that's going to help with your gifts. Because a lot of times people I feel like a lot of people want me to say, if you do this, 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 and this, you will develop your gifts and you'll start like seeing spirits or whatever, or you start like being more connected with things. But more so, it's about you already are doing it. You don't know that you're doing it. So it is more so about realizing when this passive, when this passive information is coming to you. It is about understanding your gifts and understanding yourself. The way you do that is through like shadow work, therapy, that sort of thing. But they're saying that you need to be more present. You need to stop focusing on or worrying about things that haven't happened yet and may not happen. you need to focus on what you're doing right now because it is blocking where you're going to go. It's blocking the potential of moving somewhere else. Do you have questions? And then after Vivian asks their question, I have Allie. So that's going to be Bree. And then after that, I have Very Reckless. And that is it so far. There's still 2 slots if you guys are interested. But let me know if you have questions, Vivian. Hold on. And then Bree, if you could give me a question. Then I'll get to you after Vivian asks their question. So let me know what your question is, Bree, and we'll do your reading. Okay. Vivian, thank you. I'm having intense dreams and think one where I spoke to a guy directly. Is it more just about my healing and reflecting subconscious right now? I feel like it is more about not feeling like you have to control your life. Because I feel like you worry about things going bad, so you feel like you need to like micromanage things in your life. And worrying about things that aren't happening is an example of like micromanaging things. Does that make sense? But Bree, let me know if you have a question. These are the cards I have for you so far. Okay, that's that one. Uthala. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Othala. Inheritance. But Bree, let me know what your question is. Yes, thank you so much. No problem. Okay, while you answer, give me 1 second. But let me know if you have a question. Otherwise, I can do a general reading. I'll be right back. I was like, what's happening? Why does it hurt? Bleeding. Sorry, my nose is bleeding. Hold on. Oh, great. Yeah, okay, where'd you go get it? Okay. Okay, great. But I only had paper towels back there, so... Of course I would get a bloody nose during a live stream. I said to, I got you, I got it. Sorry, I'm bleeding. I don't want you to, like, see my bloody tissue. Hold on. Okay, I think it's fine. Dude, I always get really nervous. What?
Just being dramatic. Just being dramatic.
I'm just being dramatic. God, Jesus Christ. Hold on. God, I went to go blow my nose and then I like blew my nose and just blood came out and I was like, oh God, okay, it's fine. So, Bree, I'm lost and confused about what my next step is. How will this change things for my children? I'm not sleeping well. Okay. First card. We have Othala, which means inheritance. And this is, the symbolism is ancestor, inheritance, family, land, and home. It's upright. Othala holds the new parts. Hello. What are you looking for?
The like vintage horror tarot deck.
Oh, I have it.
You do have it. Great. Can I steal it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you wouldn't have found it because I had things on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like am getting to like the brand pages and I'm like,
That would be fun.
I want
That
to like
vibe.
so I want to use these as a reference.
Riker is working on ideas for a website in the future. I'm just at a standstill because before it was just me and I had to worry about. Okay. So, Othala holds the new parts of ourselves that have awoken due to our current relations. Our chosen family lives within Othala. The bonds that have been forged and the impact these relationships had on us. It is our dedication to these new practices and traditions, one that our ancestors have not seen, that will leave a new footprint for future generations. Sorry, the like reaction is like there's just blood everywhere. I'm sorry. Othala is a rune of kinship. It asks us to acknowledge the connection we have to all things and to be in the right relationship with those things. It is tending to the land that we live on, acknowledging its place as an ancestor in our life, and also honoring ancient stewards of the land. Othala is both physical and spiritual and encourages one to define their family, kin, and ancestors, and to take care of all within those spaces, to truly be in reverence to them in deep gratitude for all the ways they have made you. So, this card, hold on. Give me a second. I just don't want to, like, freak people out if there's, like, blood coming out of my face. Okay, so this card kind of, like, it represents community. What happened? I just turned an M head as a nosebleed. Yeah, I went to go back there to get, like, a paper towel to blow my nose in, because I'm, like, sick. And when I blew my nose, there was just so much blood. And I'm trying not to, like, freak people out by showing them my blood, but I'm also freaked out, so hi, what's going on? Everything's fine, there's no blood in Ball Sing Se. Othala. This is, probably going to be a hard thing for me to say. This is the village card, because you're talking about having children. I'm lost and confused about what my next step is. How will this change things for my children? I'm not sleeping well, and then I'm just in a standstill because before it was just me I had to worry about. This card represents family. It represents inheritance. It represents land and home. Sorry, I'm, like, hesitant to say things because there's a lot of people, and I, like, understand this completely, which is why I'm, like, frustrated with this answer in this card, because this is, like, it takes a village to take care of kids, and a lot of people on the internet are like, my village is not here, like, I'm alone, it's just me, but this card is representing the importance of family, And it's not necessarily blood family. It's not necessarily other people. It can literally be your children are your family and your home. This is representation of the community that is going to help you do this. So it's like, you feel alone, and like that loneliness is the thing that makes you so incredibly worried about where you're going to go next. Does that make sense? Because they make me feel like you're carrying so much on your back, and one of the heaviest things is the pressure to hold everyone else's stuff up. But even when you have children, they are there to support you as well. That is the idea of a family. That is the idea of a home. So even if you don't have other, like, people to help you with your children, you also have your children to help you. It is a give and take sort of thing. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Sorry, I'm still just worried that I'm going to just start, like, bleeding in camera. Okay, so let me read this next card. I haven't read this card either, and I'm excited. Okay, this card is Wunyo. So this is Wunyo. And it means joy and connection. It means joy, connection, community, and sharing. The word itself, Wunyo, means joy. I'm in a polyamorous relationship. Makes sense. Because they're like, it takes a village, and you are building a family to help you with those things. You feel like it is all on you, but it is not. So, Wanyu represents joy. Wanyo is a rune of hope. Being the last rune in the first et, I don't know how you say that word, but et is my best guess. We have completed the first leg of this journey and have arrived into a space of feeling empowered and hopeful for the future. We have acquired enough tools to feel like we can tackle what will come our way. Wanyo brings us joy and bliss after a journey through big, powerful, and even sometimes chaotic energies. Wanyo is reaching this place where you have to navigate through the trenches and have built up an internal strength, one that fortifies you in the face of a challenge, as you have fully learned that joy comes from within. Oh my god, this reading is just so weird. You pronounced it correctly. Thank you. I'm glad someone knows what they should be. So with these three cards, this card we just read, this card is being present. They make me feel like... Sorry, I'm asking them questions about it. Because they make me feel like you are making it more complex than it needs to be. I feel like you are worried that you are making these decisions alone, and that is not the case. You are making these decisions with other people, whether that be your children, your other, like, family members within your home, your friends, whatever it is, your partners. Those are the things that are going to help push you forward and decide where you need to go. With this card, I forget what that card is called, but with Wunyo, that is that's the joy aspect. It is finding joy within so that you are able to express that outwardly, to manifest or bring things closer to you. And being present is being able to find those things. So again, similar to the last reading, with this present card, it's kind of like you're overreaching and trying to figure out, it's like you're planning for the future, and because the plan for the future is, like, uncertain, you are making preparations for things that aren't necessarily going to happen, and it's causing you to be cautious about what to do and where to go next. So let me just read again this one. This one is Firthandi, and this represents the present. It means becoming. And it symbolizes the present, what is happening, the current moment and thoughts. And when Ferthandy finds us, our attention is being called to what is present for us in the moment. The ancient Norse people believed fates were unchangeable, and that the only thing that they had control over was their attitude towards us. We tend to believe we can shape our lives and have free will, but even with that, there's something to be said about embracing your fate no matter what, and only focusing on your perception. Because it is our perception that does allow us to continue to shape our reality, Ferthandy asks us what we are pushing up against. What thoughts are we thinking, and what will those thoughts create a life we want to live in? Do they create a headspace we want to be in? Will they get us to where we want to go? For all that is unfolding outside of us, are we reaching to it in an empowering or disempowering way? And how can we create more internal freedom and empowerment from where we are today? So this is kind of you have a blocked mindset that you have to focus on more the future, and you have to worry about things going wrong in the future. You're always constantly worried about what's about to happen, and you are inadvertently micromanaging and controlling every aspect of your life. When you are doing those things, it makes it harder for it to flow. And they make me feel like the most comforting thing that I can tell you is other people are going to help you figure it out. You're not doing it by yourself. That's why this card is here. And this card is here to show you that chasing joy, following joy is within you. That is going to be the thing that drives you, because they want to say joy is not found in the things that you're doing. Joy is found in you while you are doing those things. So sitting and being present in the moment, in finding joy in the little things, is going to help guide you on finding joy in the future. Focus on what you're doing right now so that you're able to create or open up the path of where you will go in the future. Worrying about not having enough money, not having resources, not having this or that, or losing things for the future is not conducive. It's not beneficial. It just creates blocks of, well, I can't do that because then this will happen, this negative thing, this will happen, or I will lose something in return. So I need to be too cautious, like walking on eggshells, if that makes sense. So they're like, stop worrying about what will happen in the future. You just need to start existing. Do you have questions about that? Which I know is not like the answer that you want, because it's very hard to be like all like hands off with stuff like that, especially when you have kids. I'm dealing with postpartum depression. Yeah. You need to surrender and allow the current to bring you where you need to be. But it is hard to not feel like you don't have control over your life when you are just allowing the current to push you. So, do you have questions before I move on to, I believe, Very Reckless? Very Reckless, you're next. And then I have Becky, and I think there's still one more. There's one more left if you guys are interested. If not, that's also okay. But Very Reckless, you're in the queue. Let me know if you have a question. Was I dreaming? Was Allie before me? Allie gave her reading to Bree. So yes, this is technically Allie's reading. Yeah, I gave it to Bree. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you're good. I looked at the sheet. Because I was also confused, so it's fine. Dude, my nose hurts so bad, and I'm just, like, so worried. But yeah, let me know if you have question, Very Reckless. Also, let me know if you have question, Bree. I overthink, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Alright, no question, really. Fantastic. General. Bree, let me know if you have any questions. I think you might be on a bit of a delay. But I'm going to start Barry Reckless' question. My orange shapeshifter guide. Okay, no, I don't have any questions. Okay, great. My orange shapeshifter spirit guide said he wanted to come forward for this. Sounds good, sounds good. I mean, we already have the orange. Sorry, I dropped one. Orange in this card. Okay. Voila. Alright. So, Galder is the first card. This represents song or incantation, so this represents your voice. It's voice, singing, speaking, and prayer. This card calls our attention to our voice in song. There is so much power in giving voice to what lies within us. Our prayers, hopes, and intentions can all be magnified through speaking, singing, or whispering them. Galdar can be a study of history and be quite traditional. It can also be something you choose to get more creative with. At the heart of Galdar is intention and repetition. Give voice to your heart. Okay, so this is your voice. They want me to say it's very much speaking things into existence. And we're saying no questions, but this is so much orange and blue. Yeah. They make me feel like you have been silencing yourself, and you are learning the, power of your voice. That's the right word. Okay. This card, we're on this one. Because I feel like this is going to be explained more through the rest of the cards. So we'll go to Gibbo. 41. Alright. Okay. This is Gibbo. And it means gift. And it symbolizes giving, receiving, and equal exchange. However, it is in reverse. This is not one of those cards that can be in reverse. However, the way that I read it is there's not a like balanced equal exchange. I view this card as like the Six of Pentacles in tarot, which is like giving and receiving wealth. So this card, it represents, like I said, a gift. Let me read a little bit about it and it will help you understand it. When we look at our Western culture, most people have complicated relationships with generosity, giving, and money. Very few people are able to give and receive from a neutral space. Most often, the givers expect something in return, even if that is the knowledge that they are owed in some form. This is a debt they will happily call upon in exchange for loyalty. How many times have you overheard someone say, "But I have done so much for you," in response to a perceived betrayal? This is not the energy we want to carry. Gifts should only be given if it adds to independence and freedom for the receiver. It should be empowering and should not keep the receiver stuck and dependent. In turn, the receiver should graciously receive and turn that into wealth that they can pass on as well. So it's like, I'll pay for the car behind me, and it just goes into a chain. But Gebo extends beyond the material realms, and it is truly a principle to live by. We can weave Gebo into our lives by being in a right relationship with the earth around us. We are taking from the earth by being here, so we can give back to it in the ways that make sense to us. Maybe this is by being a low waste as possible. Perhaps it is picking up the trash we see. Maybe it's planting trees or growing our food. Gebo also governs this exchange in a spiritual sense. When we are doing inner work, elemental work, or spell work, there will always be an offering of some sort. In order to step into our new life, we have to sacrifice our old one. When we pray for support, we create an offering for the ancestors, guides, and brings that walk with us. So it's about an equal exchange. So we have the first card, which is the Galdar card, which represents our voice. And then we have this like equal exchange. This is a gift, but it's kind of like a it's in reverse. So the way that I view it is it's not balanced. There is a like feeling like you're giving too much, but not in the right ways. It's like pouring from an empty cup. You cannot continue to give and give and give to other people. You need to give back to yourself as well. So with these two cards, and I don't know if I'm necessarily reading the rune in the right way. I guess it's interpretive for that, but these two cards together give me a very much like, you have been silencing yourself for so long that now you're starting to, like I said, learn the power of your voice. And I feel like you are afraid of it. Which is annoying, because I feel like this is also a reading for me. You have always known the power of words. You understand that the way in which you say things to people is more important than what it is you say and how you say it. How you say it is the thing that is in the most impactful, where the intentions come from, that sort of thing. You understand how powerful words are. You understand how powerful your voice can be. So much to the extent that you are worried about saying the wrong thing and hurting someone, because other people have used their voice to hurt you. So, because of that, you are very, very worrisome about what will happen when you start speaking up. And that's where this card is causing some issues with that. You need to start viewing your voice as a gift. Even if it is telling people hard things. Because it will give back to you and give you independence. So, last one is... hold on. Fehu. That's what this is. Fehu. So, Fehu means cattle. And it symbolizes abundance, luck, circulation of wealth, primordial nourisher. While most people these days would view cows as a source of meat or dairy, Fehu speaks to an era where cattle were meat, milk, butter, cheese, leather, and status. They not only answered immediate survival needs, but also investments that can generate wealth for the future. It is also important to note that Fehu likes to be imbalanced. The Norwegian rune poem states, money can strife among kin. The wolf grows up in the woods. For those that hoard and seek to accumulate without discretion or spreading it around will find that issues will always pop up. This is greed. That's what they're talking about, is do not be greedful when you are taking... It's like, they want me to say it's kind of like the idea of, because this is about cattle, using every part of the cow, but not expecting to hoard all of that, not expecting more and more in a greedful way. It is like thanking the abundance that nourishes life and understanding like that is what you need, and you don't need to take more, because the more you take, the more it's going to set things off of balance. So Fehu is a rune of resource. And while Fehu directly translates to cattle, it is often regarded as the rune of wealth. It is beyond our narrow-minded interpretation of wealth. Fehu can be a physical or emotional, spiritual, or energetic resource. It is the will within us to push us forward, the creativity that dreams to be born, and that helps the spirits that join us in nurturing the growth of our worlds. So this is wealth. And it is different from grief, different from greed. So with this card, they again are showing me, I don't know, the vibe I'm getting from this is it's very much you are reestablishing balance in your life, and it is a bit uncomfortable because you're doing it with your voice. This is like, they're giving me, this is like identity, this is who you are, this is time finally speaking up and speaking out about what's going on with you, even though you think it's going to hurt people, because it is going to make you feel better. It's kind of like gives me vibes of like when you're in a toxic relationship, you feel weird about talking poorly or badly about your like significant other or your friend or whoever you're in a relationship with, because you think that you're talking badly about someone you love, but in fact you are talking about the things that are happening to you so that you can process them and get validation to understand that what they are actually doing is toxic and not good. So this card is in reverse. This card is representative of like the balancing or the gift of life. The gift is supposed to give you independence in a way. The gift is your voice. But you tend to not use it in the way that you need to because you are afraid of it, because you are afraid of the power of it. So flipping this card over is going to allow you to pour more into your cup and make you more independent, because the gift of your voice is going to allow you to give back to yourself. And that leads, again, to wealth, which will allow you to finally start gaining things instead of having greedful people take it away from you. So that's why this card is here. That's why it's talking about greed. It is very much other people are taking things from you, and it's not necessarily money, resources, in that sort of way. It can be emotional resources. It can be like being a friendship, being whatever, taking advantage of you, putting all of their hard stuff on you, using you to take all of their shit out on, etc., etc. You are starting to create boundaries with your voice, and that is giving you peace of mind, which will eventually allow you to acquire what would be valuable in this situation, which is like happiness. Because when you're around toxic people, they take advantage of that. They continue to make you the problem. They continue to blame you. They continue to put all of their insecurities on you. And it is very hard to like get out of that and see past that. And that's what this is talking about. You will be wealthful once you are able to understand that someone is taking from you. So you will be the like karmatic response of greedful people. So just know that that's how the universe kind of balances itself. They say, oh yeah, I'm very expressive, but I have had people get the wrong idea from what I say. Do you have questions? After you, I have Becky. So Becky, let me know if you have a question for your reading. There's still one available if you guys are interested. If not, I'll probably be done after Becky. That was very insightful. Thank you. Thank you. I don't think I have questions. No problem. Thank you, Barry Reckless. It's always nice to see you in chat. But Becky, do you have a question? I also sent you your spirit guide that you were asking about yesterday. And Allison, I don't know if you're still in here. I sent you a spirit guide drawing as well. So you should check your emails. I've just been sending a lot of things. Oh, tell us afterwards how you like reading with the rune cards. It's amazing. We use them every day. This deck is very like straightforward and direct in a funny way, but I really like them because they're helping me learn how to read runes, and then I can't wait to like read runes because reading runes is going to be different than reading cards, because you can like throw them out in front of you and they'll just be like, it'll be like reading charms at the same time. I don't know. I'm just excited. Still looking for Becky. If you have a question, let me know. But Naughty, random question. Do you guys do tarot reading? Do you guys use tarot reading user guides? I have been doing tarot for a while, but I feel I could use some guidance with how I read. Oh, user guides. Got you. We're actually in the process of figuring out, like, digital download things. Because I don't know. I've been using this cheat sheet for the longest time. And Riker made it all pretty and whatnot and added their, like, flair to it. And we just need to find a way to, like, add it to, like, a digital download sort of thing. But we are working on, like, guides and stuff on how to read tarot. And then I want to do the same thing for runes and so on and so forth. But I'm glad you asked, because I'm like, are people interested in stuff like this? But, yeah. Becky, can I get a bit of insight about what I'm seeking? Oh, sorry. What I'm seeing and dreaming about lately. Stuff's been disappearing and reappearing, so I don't know if a guide or ghost of the house is trying to get my attention. I've been seeing and hearing things physically, which has never happened before, and I'm like, what is going on? You're a medium, Becky, duh. You're a wizard, Harry. Yeah, of course I can give you a reading on that. That one wants to be upright. It's your gifts that, wow. This deck is just kind of silly. Okay, that one. I'm a what? A lizard. Okay. Amazing. Yes, I am. I can't wait then. Yeah, that gives me some ideas about other things. Hold on. Please hold. What tier are you in for memberships, Naughty? Hold on. Scooby Snack. Are you in Scooby Snack or are you in Mystery Machine? I don't remember. Because it should be available regardless. Hold on. Because I think in Discord, I added a, like, Learn Tarot on here as well. So if you search the server for Learn Tarot, I give you all of my tips and tricks on that too. Yeah. Just tip. Mystery Machine. You should be able to get access to it. Yeah, it's in here. There's like a little apple for its like little icon, and it says Learn Tarot. So if you go to the Discord, there's like, I wrote stuff about how to start with tarot. Okay, so Becky, we're reading things about your gifts. So, can I get a bit of an insight of what I'm seeing and dreaming about lately? Stuff's been disappearing and reappearing, so I don't know if it's a guide, a ghost of my house, or is trying to get my attention. I've been seeing and hearing things physically, which has never happened before, and I'm like, what is going on? The first card is your gifts. I'm still gonna, I know what the card is, but I should actually go into this. So, this is Gabo. It means gift. It means gift receiving and equal exchange. I just read this one. So, this card is like, they make me feel like that is your spiritual gifts kind of turning on, if you will. You can see like all of the stuff around it. It's very twinkly, very I don't know what the right word is, like mystical, if you will. There's some things going on. So then we have this card, which is reversed, and it is Schooled? Scold? Scold? That's what I'm going to say. It says scold, and it means depth or should. The future will always find us. And the symbolism is the future, what will happen, what should happen. So these, again, are dealing with the fates. Like the strings of fates or the threads of fates. So it's in reverse, too. So it is a, like, weird place to be in. So scold brings the weight of the future. And while it can be anxiety-inducing to think that we only live one future and may overthink consequences of our current actions because of that, it's important to sit with it. If we listen to those who have come before and met the future, who have met the end of their days, they talk about what is most important and what they may have regretted. They acknowledge the impermanence of life and how we often get in our own way. Okay. Scold means debt, or what is owed. So, we are in turn, So, as we turn our attention to the future, it is a good moment to think about, what do we owe ourselves for the future? What do we owe ourselves? How can we move in our present in a way that honors the future we want for ourselves and the world around us? So this card is in reverse, meaning that you aren't doing those things. You can't technically read this card in reverse, but I am going to. And it gives me the feeling that you're a bit resistant to what is to come. And then you have this card, which I have the, like, how do you explain it? Othala, which represents family, like, community. It represents home, that sort of thing. But it is also in reverse. And let me see if there is a reversal meaning on that. So the reversed meaning of this card, which means inheritance or ancestor or family, Othala reversed can indicate that you may not be in the right relation with all that can be considered ancestors. This could be feeling disconnected from the land you live on or not honoring the important relationships in your life. It could be that something is out of balance in your lineage that needs attending to. It could also be that you're not honoring yourself enough and doing a disservice to all that raised you. Sit with what may be out of balance here. Okay. To put it very simply, this very, like, obviously to me is spiritual gifts. So psychic abilities, mediumship abilities, that sort of thing. It's freaking you out a little bit, which is why the future card is upside down. You don't know what that means. You don't know what's going on. You think that it affects your future, but it's not really about that. And then you have Othala, which is in reverse as well, which deals with family and connectedness. But with it in reverse, you feel so out of place and disconnected to the relationship you have with yourself and others. It's like it's a bit challenging who you are and what's going on. And I don't know, I feel like I keep preaching the same thing. You need to just let it happen. Because this is very much you're trying to, like, constrict it. And that's what's making you feel very weird and out of place. They say these are things that have happened all along. You are just now becoming aware of them. Your awareness has been changing, which is why you are starting to realize these things. Because, I don't know, I feel like the things that you are missing... Hold on. I feel like they're trolling me today. Hold on. Is this true? I could be wrong. Take this with a grain of salt. I think the things that go missing in your house are like leprechauns. And leprechauns are a sign for no for me, so there's that. So that's why I'm like, are you guys trying to troll me? What's going on? And you're just becoming aware. I feel like it isn't something new. You need to surrender into what's going on. You need to understand that this is your new normal. And it's not even your new normal. Your awareness is changing. Riker has been reading this book about like astral projection and like death and stuff like that. And they talk about where your awareness is, because your soul is like massive. So like when you're dreaming, you're in a different state of awareness. When you're astral projecting, you're in a different state of awareness. When you're awake, you're in a different state of awareness. And that is like where your awareness is within your soul. So your awareness is changing, your perspective is changing, which is why you're starting to realize weird metaphysical things are happening around you all the time. But they were happening beforehand. You just didn't have the awareness. You didn't wake up to it. You're going through a spiritual awakening type thing. And you're starting to realize what is going on. Does that make sense? I literally had a dream a couple months ago with, like, little gnomes in the garden. Were they, like, brown? Because that's what leprechauns look like to me. They could be trolling me because I don't like leprechauns. And I think we have decided that I had a past life as a dragon that, like, guarded treasure. And leprechauns just... It's like mice and elephants. They just give me the ick. They were small and wearing hats. I don't know. If someone could tell me if they're leprechauns or gnomes, I can't tell the difference, and it freaks me out, and I really hate leprechauns. But they're the ones stealing your shit. And they think that it's funny that you're perceiving them. Because, like, literally, when this started happening to me, there was a little dark thing knocking on the cabinets of my kitchen, and, like, literally, I had a friend come over, and I was like, what is knocking on your cabinets? And I was like, wait, you hear it too? Dude, I don't know. It's really weird. Where the hat's pointed. I get blamed for moving my mom's work badge, and it turned up 2 weeks later. I hate leprechauns. I hate them. Do you have questions? The ick of leprechauns really just did it for me. I also have this worry that that I need to sneeze, and I'm going to, like, my nose is gonna start bleeding again. Okay, if anyone is interested in the last reading, it is still available. If not, this is my last reading. The more I saw of this deck, the more I love it. I bought it. Well, yeah, if you guys are interested in the deck, I have the link to it in the description of the video. It's not an affiliate link. It's just going straight to the creator's website. Is there anything I can do better to help my gifts other than accept it? Let me ask them. Sorry, they're being sassy. You have a yellow female spirit guide. She looks like a flower. Like, she's in a flower dress. She looks kind of like a fairy. And she has brown hair. She kind of looks like Belle from Beauty and the Beast in the big poofy yellow gown, but hers is short. And she is talking about strengthening your gifts is going to be more so looking into your emotional sides of things. The more you work on yourself, the more that will open up for you. I feel like you're very clairsentient. You feel emotions and physical sensations, psychic emotions or psychic feeling. But yeah. Okay, no one has claimed the last reading, so I'm gonna take it away. Theothala. Yeah. Ugh. Didn't you get one?
No.
Hmm.
I mean, I have an extra one, but...
Oh, you mean like inside your computer? Yeah, I got you. Go rest and hydrate. Hydrating is hard for me. I don't like drinking things. Anyways, hold on. Let me give you the good. Wow. Let me move back over here. Okay, tomorrow I'm probably going to do a live stream. Video is not going live tomorrow. It's going to go live next week because Riker's still recovering from the hospital. Sorry. But we should have a video next week. If not, we'll let you know whatever it is. But I might be going live tomorrow around the same time, 3-ish. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing though. So if anyone has like suggestions, let me know. Yeah. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!